the PS5 Slim is apparently coming.
There's now a video of what looks like a PlayStation 5 console out in the wild, and it is the PlayStation 5 Slim, which has been heavily rumored for months now, not yet announced, apparently coming out in September, who knows. So the PlayStation 5 Slim was also part of court documents in the Microsoft and FTC hearing, suggesting that it would cost $400 and release later this year. The reduced price is because it apparently won't have a disk drive, that instead a detachable disk drive will be sold separately. So this video shows it without the disk drive attached and then with the disk drive attached, which is interesting. Although it kind of looks almost integrated, which is kind of strange.
Is it this video I'm playing? Yeah.
Yeah. That's like the detachable disk drive, apparently. Maybe it's like a panel that you slide off and then slide on, because you can see these like black lines on the top there that looks like, so.
Oh, true.
Yeah. It's not announced yet. Sony hasn't said anything. But it's been reported that it will launch in September. The smaller PS5 also support 2 USB-C ports on the front as opposed to 1. We'll see. Apparently, the disc drive will cost like $100, so that just brings it in line with the same price as the disc PS5. So the actual SKUs aren't changing; they're just giving you options, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because the discless drive, the discless PS5 is already way cheaper anyway. So,
but now I guess if you buy that and then down the line you're like, shit, I actually need a disk drive, you have the ability to do it.
True.
I always thought the disk drive was going to be like a USB-C plugged in accessory
that
could maybe work with the digital edition, not this thing that like fucking slides onto the side of the console. So that's like just different to what I expected.
I mean, if it's coming out next month, we'll see, I guess, what it actually looks like.
We'll see. I'm sure this is something that will be announced at Gamescom. Almost certain.
Yeah, I also think so.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, excuse me, I moved and I sold my PS5, and it's like, do I wait for a Slim, which may or may not happen? I'm like, nah. I got to play Final Fantasy 16. So,
and it doesn't even look that much like Slim.
It looks,
to be entirely honest.
It's not at all. If that's what the final design looks like, I'm like, I'm sure it's lighter and it probably is slimmer, but man, it's not at all. It's not like a drastic shift from. Yeah, it's not like a PS3 to the PS3 Slim. That is like like they've really.
Yeah, no, that was a drastic change.
Yeah, this is like, it kind of looks like they shrunk it by 15%.
It looks like a bit shorter and a bit slimmer, but like not drastically. Yeah, it still looks chunky.
Yeah.
Okay. Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, I was actually just going to say.
This was a weird one for this. So a lot of people were super excited by a potential Red Dead Redemption remaster. This is the first game, one that a lot of people, like myself, think is much better than the sequel.
Sure.
Yeah, listen, shots fired, yeah. There was like a logo that appeared on Rockstar's website that seemed to indicate that they were about to announce something. It looked like, cool, we're gonna the like prevalent theory that was floating around online, which now like thinking back is so stupid. People were like, oh, they're remaking the first game in the engine of the second game. I was like, okay, that seems like a lot of work, but okay.
That's a lot of work, yeah.
So that did not happen. Instead, what Rockstar did was basically say, hey, that PS3 version of Red Dead Redemption, it's now on PS4. Also, the game is coming to Switch. And that's it. And initially, it's like, okay, well, why is it only coming to PlayStation? And firstly, why is it only coming to PS4 and not Xbox? Well, because turns out Xbox has that version already via backwards compatibility. It's had it for months. And that
Hilarious.
should tell you all you need to know about the level of work done to this remaster. It is not a remaster. It's not even being called a remaster. It is literally a port of the old game to consoles that didn't have it. And in many ways, actually worse than the one that's on Xbox, because on Xbox, at least, you get the benefit of FPS boost, so you can play it at a higher frame rate.
Yeah.
This one on PS4 is 30 frames per second. And on PS5 will be 30 frames per second. And
on Switch, 30 frames per second.
It also costs $50.
Well, I mean, of course. What do you expect?
It costs $50. It includes the Undead Nightmare DLC, but it does not have any of the multiplayer because obviously they're not going to support that. So it's like, okay.
Listen, I am the target audience here. Okay, I've missed Red Dead Redemption 1. I have no desire to play it on a PlayStation, but if you give it to me on a Switch, I'd be keen to play it, but not at $50. I'll wait for that to go on sale.
That's an obscene amount of money.
Yeah, it's a lot for an old game. An old game.
Unsurprisingly, Take-Two CEO, what's his name? They omit his first name. Yeah, is it Todd Zelnick or Zach Zelnick?
Strauss
Zelnick. That's the one. Strauss Zelnick. Obviously, he's brushing off complaints. You know, a lot of people when this was revealed were like, "Fuck that! This is terrible." And he says, speaking about the price, that's just what we believe is the commercially accurate price for it. He added that the inclusion of the zombie-themed DLC is a great standalone game in its own right when it was originally released, so we feel like it's a great bundle for the first time and certainly a great value for consumers. Consumers tend to disagree. Anyway. Also, surprisingly, there's no PC release for this, which is kind of frustrating because this has never come to PC. So, yeah.
Well, I've just seen on the Eurogame article here that the Xbox One and Series X version you can purchase for £30.
Yeah.
Also cheaper.
Because it's a game that's been out for ages.
Hilarious.
It's the same game. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know.
Turns out we forgot about this in our release date thing because it is out on 17th of August, which is this week. So
hilarious. Well,
yeah,
it's
if you
not
want
in
to
there.
spend £1,000 for a 13-year-old game with 0 enhancements to it,
nice.
Enjoy.
Nice.
Yeah. This is Take-Two literally just saying we can do whatever the fuck we want, and you'll enjoy it. Anyway, that's a bit of a bummer for that whole saga because I really was looking forward to like a better version to play, but that seems to never be happening. Like if it wasn't going to happen now, they're not going to do it. Like they're definitely not going to do it. So yeah.
Well,
what do you
I
want to
suppose
jump to next?
let's just jump to an actual remaster. Quake II is getting the remaster treatment. I think this was announced at QuakeCon this week. And it really is just Quake 2 with better textures, and it just looks, I don't know if you've watched the trailer, it looks real good. I think, is this on Game Pass? It should be. Maybe, I don't know if it's come off or not.
It does say it's available.
Yeah. So if you played Quake 2 back in the day, like I did, you can now look forward to playing it again with better looking visuals. So I'm not putting the screen full because the laptop will die.
It's also a free update if you've owned Quake 2 on Steam, GOG, or Microsoft. That's cool because I own Quake, so that's sick.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So it's got, what has it got here? 4K Ultra HD resolution, split screen co-op, local, online co-op, multiplayer.
Because it's also on consoles, which is really cool.
Very cool. Okay.
And there's a whole lot of DLC as well that I've never played before.
Let's see. It's got The Reckoning and Ground Zero mission packs, which add a combined total of 33 campaign levels and 21 deathmatch maps. You also get a free copy of Quake 64 and a brand new Quake 2 expansion developed by Machine Games. Call of the Machine, which adds another 28 campaign levels, a deathmatch level, and a new story, pitting players against a machine that threatens the very fabric of reality. Shit, this is a lot for $9. This is a Take-Two.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Have a look.
Look at this. $10 for an old game. Yes, much older than Red Dead Redemption 2, but look at all the shit that's been added to it. Like,
I mean, they even added a whole new campaign to it.
my God.
Yeah. But yeah, just to your point that you mentioned to me before we started recording, you can still also play Quake 2 with RTX on. There is like a ray traced version. So take your pick. There are lots of different ways to play this gem of an FPS.
Yeah, that Quake 2 RTX thing looks crazy good. But as The Verge notes here, it's only available on PC and on, if you have, it is path trace, so it is quite heavy on the GPU.
Yeah. I think I did download and tried, but I think it was quite heavy on my PC because I love Quake. I'm pretty sure I tried it.
Yeah, all these path traced sort of remasters, similar to the Portal one that came out earlier this year, they are hectic on your GPU. So yeah, you can turn things down, but then you lose a lot of what makes it look so incredible. But I think Quake is a really cool one as opposed to Portal looks good, yes, but Quake looks incredible because it's this insanely good lighting in a game with such rudimentary textures still. And it just the contrast is kind of interesting and fun. So yeah, I would still give that a go if you can.
Nice. What do you want to bounce to?
Should we just race through this THQ stuff real quick? So
where? Oh, yes, there you go.
THQ Nordic had their own little showcase yesterday, and announced a bunch of games. So just very, very quickly, got a new South Park game called South Park Snow Day. Nice. It's a 3D game, so it's got that art style in 3D, which I think looks really weird. But it is a co-op adventure where you can play as Cartman, Stan, Kyle, and Kenny. And yeah, I don't know. That's all I got. There's no release date, but it's coming to PC and new consoles and Switch sometime next year.
Nice.
There's a Gothic 1 remake. So remaking the action RPG Gothic, which, if you played it in 2001, was sort of that era where everyone was trying to recreate Diablo. I never played Gothic, but yeah. So I don't know if you... Yeah. Okay. Well, that's coming next year. I think next year.
Oh my God.
Outcast, A New Beginning. It's another rejuvenation of an old title. I've never heard of this game.
I thought it was Outlast for a second. I was like, oh my God, another one?
It's apparently a 1999 open world sci-fi action adventure. And this is just what is it? Is this a sequel? Yeah, it's a sequel. Okay, cool.
Nice. Cool.
Then we got Space for Sale. It's a hands-on management sim in which players attempt to flex their galactic property magnate muscles.
Whatever that means.
Roaming procedurally generated planets in an attempt to find the perfect spot to satisfy your alien clients' real estate demands. That sounds kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Tempest Rising. If you're a fan of Command & Conquer and other similarly styled real-time strategy games of the 90s, Tempest Rising has already caught your eye, according to Eurogamer. It's coming from the developer of Splitgate. From developer Splitgate Ironworks. Sorry, not Slipgate. Yeah. Cool. You can get involved in the Tempest Rising playtest on Steam today, which runs until 28th of August.
28th, yeah. Okay.
Titan Quest 2.
Oh, who knew?
Did you play the first Titan Quest?
Mm-mm.
It's like a Diablo thing as well. Sort of, yeah. It's not bad. I know, if I'm not mistaken, Noelle is a big fan of Titan Quest.
Oh, yes. Noelle, yes. I remember talking about it.
So it's an action RPG. Action RPG in the mythological ancient Greece. So that's a cool little, difference to Diablo. So yeah, no release date, but it's heading to PC at some point in the future.
Nice.
Trine 5, this series just keeps going. Jesus Christ. I mean, this puzzle game series just keeps pumping out sequels year after year. Yeah. Returns later this year for a 5th installment, featuring new skills for its returning trio of heroes, new elements to explore during puzzle solving, tactical and engaging combat, and a new upgrade system. It's out on August 31st. Wow. Okay, it's out 2 weeks from now. Got another look at the sort of remake of Alone in the Dark. I don't know. This isn't looking as captivating to me as I thought it would. But hey, it's got the dude from Stranger Things.
Oh, who knew? David Harbour. He looks different here. I'm not used to seeing him without facial hair, really.
His eyes look dead.
Yeah. I don't know. That's interesting. I'm curious to see how that game is when it launches.
Yeah, I think they're trying to, capitalize on the same sort of goodwill that a Resident Evil remake did, but I don't think this is going to hit them the same way. But it's out on October 25th.
Nice.
Last Train Home is an epic survival strategy game inspired by real historical events that sees players guiding a squad of Czechoslovak soldiers back home.
Nice.
Cool. Ways of the Hunter. I assume this is just a hunting game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, awesome. God. Game of striking open world vistas and shooting wild majestic animals. Yeah, no, sorry. Nice. Get fucked.
I'm here for this pun.
Oh, God. I thought it said Rec Nation for a second, and now I see Recreation, but with a W.
Nice. It's rec.
I hate it. Hate it. It's made by Threefield Studios, the ex-Criterion people who made Dangerous Golf and Dangerous Driving.
Oh, okay. Now you have my attention.
It's an open world racer that was revealed last year, apparently. So still no release date. It was originally due to launch this year, but now it might not. Who knows?
Boo.
And then the sort of big game for the thing. We knew this was coming. I think earlier this year we spoke about this being announced. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin got a teaser trailer. This is an adaptation of a popular comic book where there is just one of the 4 Ninja Turtles still alive. You don't really know which one it is. And he is kind of like seeking like retribution for the family he's lost. No release date. This game is years away because it literally just started dev this year. It'll be a while.
Yeah. Cool.
Looks cool.
It does look very cool. Okay, last bits of news. Do you like Baldur's Gate? I mean, I think you and I would both like Baldur's Gate. We're not playing it, but there are people playing it. A lot of people. I think separate to this piece of news, but I think the concurrent Steam player count hit 800,000 at some stage, which is just insane for a CRPG. People out there loving Baldur's Gate 3, but somehow 368 players finished it in its opening weekend.
That's
which is insane because I'm like, how? This game is huge. So I don't know. I think it must be people who played the early access and just knew the game inside out and must have sped through. I've no idea.
I love this stat. There was a combined 88 years spent in character creation, with almost 10% of players spending at least an hour.
That is
crazy.
Holy hell. Miklas is one of those people.
Miklas spent 4 hours in character creation.
Hold on. There's more stats. So they put out a tweet. Last weekend, you played 1,225 years of Baldur's Gate 3.
Jesus.
That's a lot of time. Oh, okay. So sorry, I should read these articles actually before I just do them as news. So this is just opening up. So they put out a tweet with a whole lot of stats, which is where that 368 player number came from. Oh, I thought it was. Is this not an image? It is an image. Please hold. The laptop is it's doing its number. I'm trying to read here. Over 93% of players rolled a custom character. That seems weird.
Oh, so they didn't go with like a preset. So that's pretty cool. Okay. What else have we got here? There's like a whole breakdown of class choices and race choices and origin character selections.
Turns out Paladin's the most popular class. What? Okay. That is just interesting. Sorry, the laptop's dying. I'm desperate to read through this, but it's just like, eh.
One
Almost,
NPC was shoved into a chasm for every concurrent player we had during our peak on Sunday, 815,000.
Oh my God.
Of all player
so
deaths, 12% were caused by friendly fire. Jesus.
Nice. I take my hats off to devs who put trackers like this in place, because I think you can get such interesting stats.
Players have spoken to 1.4 million corpses and over 2.4 million animals.
The Scratch has been petted over 750,000 times. That seems very low.
Cementing his reputation as the goodest boy in all the realms.
Sounds to me like
good.
some people didn't pet him though. Like, come on.
I think all you can gather from this is like Baldur's Gate, popular.
Very
Quite popular.
Super popular, doing its thing. Yeah, that's cool.
Very quickly, the Lollipop Chainsaw remake.
I know.
Which hasn't, I don't think, formally even been announced, but it's been delayed. It has been announced because the developer announced the delay. So it's been delayed from 2023 to summer 2024. Developer Dragami Games announced a delay alongside a new name for the project, Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, which is weird.
Love it.
Yeah.
Never change, Eurogamer.
That's cool. I enjoyed the game. It was like guilty pleasure fun, also quite trashy, but good.
I never played it. I'd like to play it. But you see the Eurogamer little strapline, yes. Lollipop Chainsaw Remake delayed to 2024. Sucks. We'll stop.
Oh my God.
Get
out of here.
Give Tom Phillips a raise. Give this man a raise for these excellent puns. Okay, then last piece of news. Street Fighter 6's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles costumes are so expensive, players are DIYing their own. If you're watching the video feed. Even if you're not, pull the car over.
Stylish choices here.
Go find the video on YouTube and just hard cut to what are we on, like an hour or something here, and just look at this beautiful DIY screenshot. It is.
It's amazing. The tie across the eyes is just the killer for me. So good.
Forget the tie. Look at the abs open. My God. This is but yeah, I think the DLC is $15, £15
character
per character. Hang on.
So you can spend the cost of the game getting all four.
My God.
That's
or you can just
crazy.
DIY your own.
It's just crazy that it's $60 for everything.
You versus the guy she told you not to worry about. Perfect. Look, I think it's cool that the crossovers like this happen. And they cost, look, I think it's not even just a Street Fighter problem. I think games in general charge a lot. I mean, how much does the Snoop Dogg skin cost in Call of Duty? I imagine it's also a lot of money, but it's just funny that Street Fighter lets you custom make your own characters, so you can give Capcom the middle finger, but like, that's a bit too much for yeah.
And it's also like you can only dress up as them in the Battle Hub, correct? And then in
I think
story
so, yeah.
mode?
In story mode, probably, yeah.
Because you can't fight as them; they're not fighting characters.
No. There is a mode. I think it's Jeff's gonna shoot me. I think it's called like Avatar Battle, something where you can use your hub character, but that's like that's not the traditional Street Fighter experience. That's just like for the memes kind of.
You can't like use that online or anything like that.
No, I think you can fight other people, but with the skin, using your own moveset. So I'm pretty sure I think. But yeah, you can't use like a Leonardo skin if you're doing an actual fight as a Ken, for example.
Okay.
So it's still very limited. But yeah, interesting. But I think on that note, that is news for this week.